by the power of Grayskull.
Hello, this is just a quick review for Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. It's the open beta is available now, but it's only available from the 25th to the 29th. So you want to go and download it as soon as you can, because you know it's only going to be available for a couple of days. So plus it's about 20 odd gig. So make sure you've got the hard drive space as well. I started downloading it last night because I only found out about it last night. And I just left my computer in rest mode while I was watching the telly and that. And then at about 11:30, I turned it back on to see, and I had done it. Had downloaded it, so I played it for half an hour last night and recorded some footage. This is just the beginning screen. Because it's an open beta, what's good is that they've unlocked everything, so all the equipment, all the guns, like everything really is available for you straight away. I mean, there is a few guns that you can't get, that you have to unlock, but like I would say 80% of the stuff is available to pick straight away. So this is just creating your character at the beginning. You go through some bullshit at the beginning where the actual developer of the game, or one of them anyway, he's like just talking shit about how like he's so grateful that yous have taken the time to like give his game a chance, and how much hard work's went into it, and he hopes you enjoy it and all that. Which is good really, because you don't really see that in games nowadays, especially not in open betas, like where the developers talking to you one-on-one saying, you know, like, I appreciate you checking it out, I hope you like it now. So these are the tattoos. You can see your guns on the back. You can change your loadout. You can change, I think it's just like for aesthetics. It's not really, because I think I picked a backpack where it's got like a radio in it or something. I can't remember. Like just because it looks good. But when I'm playing the game, I've got a drone which is stashed in your back. So I think it's just, you know, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't count on that. I think it's just, you know, it's just for the way it looks. But still, you know, there's shitloads of options. Like I say, everything's all unlocked, like already unlocked, sort of, kinda. So you know, like you feel as though you can actually like see what the game's going to be like, because I'm not really a massive fan of Tom Clancy stuff. I've gone out against like the games or like him, but it's just the style of game, the genre, the whole army shooting people. It's boring to me because I've played so many games over the years which are exactly the same. So it's got to be amazing for it to like stand out loads, and for it to really make us want to play it. So I've just like totally ignored all those games for years and years and years, because I've played a lot of the same kind of game earlier. So like, you know, it puts us off. I'd rather have like a racing game or like a fighting game or some shit like that. So at least, you know, you're switching it up. So I've never really had any interest in this, when people are fucking going on about it all the time. I just thought I know exactly what it's going to be like, it's shit. But now I've actually had a play of it, I think it's really good. And I would be actually tempted to go and buy it. So, you know, if I thought that it was worth it, I would definitely go and buy it. I don't know about paying full price for it, like, but I would definitely, like, buy it if I can get it cheap enough. Because it's basic, you know what it reminds me of? Just Cause. Remember that? Just Cause 3, the latest one that came out. You've just given a massive island. It's like huge. You're given a massive island to explore, like a sandbox, and basically there's loads of little camps, and like there's 3 different factions. There's like rebels, there's Unidad, which is they're like heavy armored. They've got helicopters, they've got like, you start shooting at them and just truckloads of them turn up and outnumber you straight away. And then you've got like the militia, I think they're called, or oh no, sorry, you've got the cartel. It's the Mexican cartel, that's it. And you know what I mean, they're kind of hard as well. So there's like a couple of different factions that are all thinking at once. so there's more than one enemy on the map. Whereas Just Cause 3, it's like there's only the one type of enemy. But it's the same kind of thing where they've got radio towers, they've got fucking camps and shit like that, and you've got to basically just sneak up. You can approach any which way you want because there's you and like another three blokes. So there's a four of yous, and you can approach anytime you want. You get your like get your binoculars out, and you just start marking things, tagging it. It's a bit like Far Cry. So that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of the games are the same. They use the same mechanics. I think it's just how it pulls it off and the kind of game engine they use. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. I forgot what game engine this is. But you know, it doesn't look too bad. I've seen better graphics, but it seems okay. The lip syncing and that's okay. The voice acting's okay. But that kind of thing doesn't really fucking bother me. Like, you know, I'm not one of these nitpicky people that's like, unless it's absolutely horrendous, then I will. But if it's like okay, like Skyrim and all those games, the lip syncing and that, it doesn't really bother us. But the voice acting was class on Skyrim, and it's like this. Like, you know, it's not too bad. It's not boring. Because I'm really impatient and I would normally just skip. See how I skipped? I normally skip. As soon as I realise I can skip, I'll skip it. Because I'm not interested in the story. It's irrelevant to me. I just want to play the game and see what it's like. There's only very few games that I've actually played where I actually give a shit about the story. But look at this, man. This is and just see everything you can see over there to the right. That you can go there. You can just walk there if you want. I've never played this game before, so I was surprised about like how good the graphics were and the kind of game it was, because you can swap your view. You can have like over the shoulder, like Grand Theft Auto, or you can have first person like this, or you can be in third person and like just shoot from the hip. It's called, where you just like, you're not pressing L2 to zoom in, but you're just using R2 to like shoot with your reticle. You know, so I was still getting used to the buttons. If you have a little look down here on your left hand side, your directional pad, if you press right, it changes, like it zooms in a bit. If you press left, it changes the rate of fire from like little triple bursts, like 3 bullets, like every time you press the trigger, or you can change it to a single shot. And if you press up, it takes your silencer off. You get more power and it goes through armor piercing, but obviously you make shitloads of noise. So I'll just keep the suppressor on there, like. And if you hold up, it deploys a little drone out your backpack, which you can then use, which is just like a CCTV camera, and you can just like use and fly over and suss out where the enemies are and that, and you know what I mean, they'll not spot you unless you get really close, and then they shoot you out the sky. But that's a little good tip. I mean, I suppose it's just like that new game that came out, what's called Watch Dogs 2. I mean, that's a piece of shit, but it's the same idea. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's all, you know, like nobody's really coming up with anything original. But anyway, that's besides the point. So you tag your people with the binoculars, right? And then once you've tagged who you are, sometimes if you've got to discover, because like when you look at the map, there might be a massive question mark on the map, and when you get so close, you can just look with your binoculars, zoom in on the question mark, and then it reveals it. Like, you don't even have to go anywhere near it. So that's the kind of, I mean, it's, oh, there, do you see how I've told me of the bloke to mark him and shoot him at the same time. So I've only unlocked one. If you look above the little mini radar there, it says sync shot, and I've told one of my blokes to shoot him, and I've only unlocked one sync shot, so obviously you must be able to get 3, so all 3 blokes can, like, you can tell them who to shoot, and then you obviously shoot the guy who's left, and you can take everybody out with headshots straight away. It's class art. I like that tactics, you know what I mean? That makes it realistic. Like I say, there is things about this which I do like, how it's set in a realistic tone. Just Cause 3 was pure taking the piss, do you know what I mean? It was just arcadey to death. But whereas this is realistic, you're using real guns, and you're using, like, you know what I mean, modern military tactics, guerrilla warfare, shit like that. So, but I've got, because I'm not a very good Tom Clancy, like, Ghost fan, I've left some of the help. Like, I've got aim assist, and I've got like toggle me sprint on and off and that. But and also you can have the difficulty. That just reminds us, the difficulty levels. You can have it super realistic where you get killed off like one bullet. So if you're a hardcore simulation fan, then you know what I mean, you can use it. I've got it on regular. You know, there's about 5 different difficulties, and I've got it on like normal basically. But this is another thing, you can get in any vehicle you want. And I'm quite close here. I didn't realise, you know, like, 'cause I still haven't played the game properly, so I didn't realise what I was doing. So I was just driving straight to the camps, thinking it was like an objective where you start a mission. But you get a bit too close and they'll suss you, so... But you can get surprisingly close. And also, that reminds us, when you're in a car, you can get into any seat. If you want to drive, that's up to you, but if you want to be a passenger, sitting in the back, you can hang out the window and fucking, like, shooting up. This is just... because I'm still doing the tutorials, this is just telling us about stealth. If you tap triangle, you swap your weapon, but if you double tap triangle, you get your pistol out, so really you've got 3 guns. And it's for doing close, like, sniper, close fucking thingy. So use your binoculars, you mark them out. The information here at the top, you can turn all this shit off, where it says level 2, how much XP and that. You can turn absolutely everything off the map, so it's nothing. If you want to play simulation, that's what I'm saying, it's like, it's got some good options. Obviously I would crank it up higher the more you play it, so it gets harder and more challenging, but I just wanted to see what it was like. I couldn't be asked to have it really hard. But you suss these out, and then also you can just go in and do a firefight. Like, you know what I mean, just start shooting them and then just have a full-on fight with them. But like I said, these are the orange guards, so these are the rebels. And I think the white, or I think either white or blue or something, they're the cartel, and then the purple ones are the unidads. So they've all got different different difficulties. Like the rebels have just got, like, you know, like normal machine guns, and they've got grenades. But like I said before, you fight unidad, and they're like the fucking UN. They've got tanks, they've got like armoured uniforms, and you know what I mean, you have to do headshots and that to kill them. Which is good, because I like how it's, you know, you're going to approach different camps, and then the different difficulty is you're going to have to use different tactics. But because I've got the auto aim on, like not the auto aim, but the assisted aim, especially when I'm doing long range sniper thingies, I've found that you just have to shoot in the general direction, like, and it'll take over and like get you a perfect shot. So you might think you're doing mint shooting, but if you've got the assist on, then you know it's helping you loads. But I was doing class A, and I felt, because you're just doing one shot. I've got it on triple burst. I should have changed it to 1 burst, but triple burst, and you just, you know what I mean, headshots. You're just taking people out. You've got a sniper, you've got a silencer, so nobody knows. See, I wanted to see what it was like to take them on. I wanted to just have a firefight and take them on, to see what it was like, because I had been sneaking about in that loads. See, he's seen us. That's another thing. That red line is where you last got shot, so at least you know. But they can shoot through wood and stuff like that, so that's good. You know, it's realistic. You can't just hide behind like a shitty flimsy fence while they're blasting, you know, like fucking machine guns and that. Because it's not very realistic, that. But I think the realism is good. There's one of your teammates just a bit closer. You know, because they'll work, the AI helps you, works together, and it also encourages you to like get your friends to come and join you, so it's like you and your mates are all sitting at home doing this level together. I think it's better if you were sitting like next to each other on the same seat and you're playing, but I think it'll probably have to be split screen obviously. But that's it. So if you like the look of it, and it looks like your kind of game, then I'd definitely say go and get it, like, but I would hurry up because there's only a couple of days left. But it's free to download until the 29th on the PlayStation Plus. So that's it. So see you later.
Are you Amaru? What's left of him anyway? Come on, we're getting you out of here.